Yeah. I think we are already live. Hello, everyone. Warm welcome. Let's just see what's happening here. I need to turn off the volume. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Warm welcome, everyone. Zoom. Yeah, such a warm welcome to our friends and everyone who is watching on YouTube. As always, I'm going to put the link for Zoom in the chat window. Feel free to join, guys. It's much more. Oh, no, it's not this one. It's better than watching live on YouTube. There is more intimacy. But of course, it's not necessary if you don't want. So we put a title on the video on the meeting today, and the title was inspired by a thread which is in the forum in Liberation Unleashed, from a thread that Lubo's thread.
In Bulgarian.
Yeah, in Bulgarian forum. Someone wrote something like, the world is an illusion and everything I think of it is an illusion as well. And what came as an answer, as a reply,
Invitation.
or as an invitation to look at that direction, was, what if you replace the word illusion with the word freedom? What will happen then? And
That's
the title, yeah, how is it felt in the book, let's say in the system energetically? Is there a difference? And the title goes like that: the world is freedom, and everything I think of it is a freedom also. Yeah, and this is something that we can reflect together. Okay. Maybe you would like to say something else, and then I don't know, but this here resonates very deeply, and that's why.
Okay, I'll speak in Bulgarian. Има едно вярване, че като се види, че няма аз, много от нещата спират.
So there is this belief that when it is seen that there is no me, there is no separate self entity, a lot of things just stop. Let's say if life suddenly stopped.
Все едно, че в момента мислите принадлежат на някакъв self, на някакво entity, на нещо.
As if thoughts at the moment belong to someone, to someone who has an entity, or not even, to an entity.
To a person. Но мислите също са тази дива енергия, която се проявява като това.
But thoughts are also this wild energy, which appears as this. Thoughts are also freedom in a way.
Просто се вижда, че не са най-важната част.
It is just seen that thoughts are not the most important thing, the most important part from the experience, so to speak.
Тази дива енергия иска да се появи като мисли.
This wild energy wants to appear as thoughts.
Когато казваме, че няма свободна воля,
and when we say that there is no free will,
това означава, че за този измислен аз няма свободна воля.
This means that there is no free will for the fiction, for the fictional character, for the fictional self. There is no free will for this one, because this one is fictional.
Ето в момента да кажем, нека да видим как се появява този герой.
Let's see how this character appears.
Има история,
There is a story.
че някой е това.
There is a story that there is someone who is this.
Някой Любо, който е това.
There is someone, Lubo.
Some Любо, which is this. Това е все едно, че има някой, който е слънцето. Че има слънце.
It's the same like as if there is someone who is the sun. Who is sun? Sun, which is shining.
Че има някой, който е вятъра.
That there is someone who is the wind.
Че има вятър, който прави вятър.
That there is a wind which is blowing the wind, which is doing the wind.
И че има Любо, който живее в това тяло.
And there is Lubo who is living in that body.
И че има и той говори с някой, който е вътре в който е Лучана, но той е вътре.
And it is speaking to someone who is Luchana inside this body.
Абсолютна измислица.
And this is pure fiction.
Всичко това щеше да е чудесно.
And everything and all this would be great.
Ако това така наречено его на тази личност.
If this so-called ego of the personality
не беше толкова малко и толкова скромно.
Was not so small and so modest. Скромно.
Yeah,
Modest.
Yeah. Това ми с това его
This me with this ego
има само нужди
has only needs
да оцелее.
to survive.
Искам нова кола, за да се покажа, да ме видят, защото съм мъничък.
I want a new car to show myself, to be seen. Otherwise, I can't be seen.
Искам да работя много, да изкарам 1 милион, защото много ме е страх как ще оцелея и като се пенсионирам, какво ще стане.
I need to work hard. I need to earn money, a lot of money, 1 million, let's say, because when I retired, I'm worried how will I survive.
Ето виждате, егото е едно свиване, едно само нужди.
So ego is just a contraction. Needs.
Но без тази измислица,
But without this fiction,
какво остава?
what's left?
Точно сега. Усетете, че има преживяване в момента на дива енергия.
Right now, you can notice that there is an experience of an energy, a wild energy, so to speak.
Усетете топлината на тялото.
You can sense the warmness of the body.
Може ли той измисления да топли тялото?
Is it possible the fictional one to warm the body?
Или това е тая дива енергия,
Or
която се показва като това?
it is this wild energy which appears as that?
И тази дива енергия, тя няма нужда.
And this wild energy, it has no needs.
Тя е абсолютно свободна да се прояви като всяко едно нещо.
It is completely free to appear, to express as everything, literally, everything.
Като мечка, мишка, човек.
Bear, mouse, human, what else? Plant,
Като слънце,
sun,
като вода.
water.
Тук няма нужда. Тук има само желание, само свободна воля да се прояви като каквото си иска.
There are no needs here. There are just desires and free will to appear whatever focus,
Както иска.
to appear as it wishes.
И когато видим, че не сме това,
And when we see or when there is a seeing or realizing that we are not this fictional character, we are not that hero,
а сме проявление на тази енергия,
but we are expression, appearances of this energy.
и тук стават чудеса.
And miracles can happen. But not because I need a new car. And yet new car may happen as well.
И нещо важно, ние сме толкова многопластови.
And also something, we are so multi-layer. We have so much layers.
Че може да се появим и като личност.
That we can appear as personality, as character.
Като тази дива енергия.
As this wild energy.
Като празнотата, в която тази дива енергия се появява.
As the emptiness in which this wild energy appears.
Като знаене на всичко.
As a knowing of all these. As creativity. As inspiration.
Тогава няма страх.
And then there is no fear.
Защото тук има само едно, което се появява като.
Because there is just this one thing,
Wild
so to
energy.
speak, wild energy which appears as everything.
Ето сега в момента и се преживява болка в стомах и някакво разположение.
Let's say in the experience here, there is a pain in the stomach and uncomfortableness, so to speak.
Но това се появява като това.
But this appears as uncomfortable.
И точно в болката може да се преживее колко дива е тая енергия.
Exactly in the pain it can be experienced how wild is this energy. Yeah, pain is the great pointer, like one of the greatest pointers.
Няма личност, която
Yeah, there is no person which experiences pain. There is just pain.
Това са тая енергия се появява. Просто е по-качество в момента.
This energy appears like that. This is the quality at the moment, so to speak. Would you like to say something more or not?
Can I say something?
Yeah. Please, Andrew.
So there's a wild energy, yeah? So now I know this, yeah? Who knows this now? And who's the one who wants to do something with this wild energy?
Yeah. Notice that this knowing how appear as thoughts, as a story, that there is someone independent who knows this. This is thoughts that are coming and says, oh, now I found this and that and that. Just a thought, nothing more. There is, you can notice behind the thought, is there someone?
No.
And now also we can say that this energy appears as thoughts with a content. Yeah, who knows that? Who knows that, and who is going to do something with the wild energy? This is so wild that it can appear as like literally everything.
Също има история за, че има някой, който се идентифицира с историята на мислите.
And also there is a story. There is someone who is identifying with the story of thoughts, with the content of thoughts.
So аз се идентифицирам с историята на мислите.
I am identifying with the story of thoughts, with the content.
But this is story.
That's I have that story, yeah. I'm identifying with the stories. And I don't want that anymore.
Yeah. Everything is just story. There is this wild energy. Right now, can you experience self, me, or you experience this? There is experience of this wild energy, of this warmness in the body.
Yeah, I can feel warmness in the body. Yeah.
Just sensations.
Yeah, and this is how disappear.
There is
Yeah.
no, there is some freedom when I just put attention on sensations. Definitely, there is freedom. Yeah.
Yes. All these bullshits here, absolutely empty.
I think
is there identification with some center called body?
there is some freedom. Oh, there was a feedback there. Is there a story about the body? Did you say?
Is there a story that about identification with the center called body?
I think there is. Yeah.
Yeah, just notice that there is such story. Notice. Without this identification, what is here?
If there is a thought with a content, there is a center of experience, and without paying attention to that thought, is there really a center, a place, a button from which sensations are coming?
Yeah, so if I stop paying attention to thoughts, let's say I'm outside walking, I stop paying attention to thoughts. It's enjoyable, then I might get some fear, anxiety that I need to
think about something.
I need to think about something to keep yeah.
Yeah, because it's not seeing whole picture. Here, invitation is to see everything that appear here. This is все едно гледаш телевизионен екран.
As if you are watching a movie, a TV screen. Movie.
Just notice that there is this body and this body, and they are different things, but they are colors. There is no empty space between. You are separate, nothing. So there is nothingness between us, and we. Whoa, what is this? No. So without identification with center, with body, everything is here.
Yeah. It's relaxing to think about. I'm thinking about it, but either way, it's relaxing.
Yeah, you don't need the thought to tell you that there is a relaxation. Relaxation is felt prior. And then thought are saying, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, is there desire? Има ли желание или очакване да се види какво си точно ти?
Is there a desire or an expectation to see what exactly are you? What is this? Is there such a desire?
Има ли търсене да се види, аз съм това?
Is there a looking to see, I am that?
Not anymore. Maybe 3-4 months ago, I was like, I want to see what I don't want to. I just have fear when I don't think.
Interesting. And what is this fear about? What is the fear? What kind of message?
I need to think about the shopping list. I need to keep thinking to maintain.
Otherwise, what might happen if you don't think? What might happen if you keep like enjoying?
Then if I don't think, then I don't improve myself. I don't pay the bills. I don't stay in a house.
So first is to see that fear is here as a friend. It's not an enemy. It is just trying to help. That's all. It's here due to good intention. It's just trying to help.
What, the fear or the thoughts? What did you say?
Fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you bring the attention closer, it's just a sensation. It's a protective mechanism. If you bring the fear closer, is there a fear at the moment? Because we can do something, we can look at that. If there is not, no problem. You can do this later if fear shows up again. Probably it will. Just bring it closer.
It might be a thought just saying you must keep thinking.
Okay, why? Can you ask why?
Okay, why?
But first you can say thank you for that suggestion.
Okay.
It's really appreciate your advice.
Okay.
It sounds strange, but it's helpful.
Okay. Thank you for that suggestion. Okay. Now ask it why. It doesn't have an answer. It's like, yeah, because it's normal. It doesn't really have an answer.
Okay. Can you notice that everything here appears by itself? Do you make something colors to appear?
No.
So there is a thought that says in these colors that appear as these bodies can influence you, can make you can change something here in the colors. You can just enjoy colors like a movie without running in the movie.
I guess thoughts are like, I can enjoy colors definitely, but like thoughts are like having an annoying person with you all the time.
Annoying.
Yeah. Like, sometimes helpful, but mostly annoying.
Okay.
I mean, something like a narrator of the story.
Okay, notice this narrator. Може ли да бъде сменена станцията? Може ли да говорите?
Is it possible to choose another, as if this is a radio, and is it possible to choose another station, to talk something else, to play something else? You just keep playing, no matter what's happening here. Yeah, is it possible for you to?
If I try to do it consciously, yes, but if I don't try to do it consciously, no. If we just let it be, it's going by itself, no control.
Забележи, има ли авторитет там? Има ли индивидуално същество, което съзнателно говори нещо и признае нещо?
Can you notice, is there an authority there in this voice? Is there a real entity which speaks, which talks, which narrates, or what's there? If you ask, hey, who is there? What answer comes? It's like, but who is there?
I don't, not really authority, but yeah, it sounds like this, as Andrew mentioned, annoying person. It's like someone who just wants to mess around with you.
Yes, and we found wonderful key to deal with this.
Yeah.
So this is like our personal
Tell me.
judgmental.
Yeah.
You know.
You know this. Yeah. Our personal judge. This is our personal judge.
Like our father or
mother
policeman
or teacher or
society.
Whatever.
But
no matter what you do, it judges everything.
And we feel like we we're gonna die because this is което ни притиска много.
As if it pushes us like too much.
Не може да дишаме.
We can't breathe. Yeah, literally, you can't breathe.
Mhm.
Sometimes this voice is so loud and so judging and so harsh. There is just like, oh, I can't stand anymore.
Yeah. Is it like this voice sometimes?
Yeah, it happened with everyone.
Yeah. And then notice that there is a huge power in you. Има голяма сила в теб.
Yeah, there is an immense power in you.
Гнева.
This is an anger. This is the anger. This dear friend.
Просто усети гнева
Just
и го
feel the
изправи
anger.
срещу това.
Feel the anger and
Against this voice.
try like
Like
no, I just wanted to say like strike with anger. Something like, but fuck off.
Yeah, and you are like a wild animal, beast, and this is coming, but and you start and try, and you will see what is happening.
Anger can help here immensely. Immediately there is a space which opens up a little bit. Yeah, something like, but who are you? I'm sick
Everyone
of you.
has such thing, such narrative thing, yeah. And to deal with this in the beginning, you need this anger to help you. There is a space.
Yeah, you can try now, you can try later. You can try when the voice is like a little bit louder.
Yeah, notice if right now, if there is a tension or something, notice the anger. It just start, somehow the life energy appears in the body.
Yeah, you can also use words like, I'm not going to buy this bullshit anymore. No, thank you.
Yeah, you can say, I want to live wonderful and peaceful life, and you are, ти не се описваш в това, което искам.
You are not fitting in that.
Ще изгоня.
I will fire you. Yeah, it's like a game. It sounds like a game, and it's. But you can try and see what happens.
Това също е част от всичко това.
Yeah, this is also part of all this totality.
Не е грешно.
It's not wrong.
Но не трябва да му даваме то да управлява
But it's not necessary for this to
helicopter.
To drive the helicopter.
It is important to be aware of it, to not let it like in from the background to steer you and to try to influence you. So better be aware of all the bullshit that's been thrown in your way and just try to be okay. I know you are very creative, but I'm gonna choose something else, right? I think it will be better for both of us.
Yeah, just this narrative voice. This voice is not very creative. This is voice of shame, of guilt. There's nothing creativity is there. This is absolutely.
Well, yeah, I mean creativity in that part. Turning things upside down.
Yeah, and just bring anger against this, and this, and now this energy is coming. It appears. Вместо да живеем в мислите, вече сме тук.
And instead of living in thoughts, in the content of thoughts, we are just here, where we belong.
You can also laugh at your thoughts.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I wanted to say. Exactly. Laughter.
Yeah, you laugh. I mean, I used to laugh all decades of laughing at my narrative voice. I mean, the same way I'd laugh at a drunken person at a bus stop who would come up and say some bullshit. I mean, come on, this shit cannot be taken seriously. I'm still going to say, I mean, it's all very nice to kind of rave about freedom. Okay, I can do that. I sometimes do on Facebook, don't I? But but I was just thinking today that there comes a moment when you actually start missing your old identification. No, I mean seriously, because I had this kind of strong story going about being tough, being strong, and all that, And there are certain things I've got to do from time to time, certain tasks at my workplace for my job. And I used to be always so detached and kind of, when I was this tough one, when I was identifying, and I was kind of running this story seriously, because that wasn't bullshit, that was actually helping. That's the way I saw it. And then, well, this is kind of weird because for a couple of weeks I've been having to do these things again, and I find it difficult because I am bloody moved. I am moved. And and this is not funny. I should be able to do these things efficiently, and I just can't. And I was just thinking to myself today, what if I was just, this old tough me for a couple of weeks to do this thing as long as I have to do, and then, but of course it can't be done. So what I'm saying is, I don't want to discourage anybody. I mean, you've got no control over this anyway. What's going to happen will happen, and it will happen when it does. But
Yeah.
I mean, does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, rather than be detached and do what has to be done, one is moved and I mean, yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes
Any advice, wise ones? Any advice?
So I don't know what to say. Sometimes I wish I could behave like a note, like Luchana, but it's so.
It's not about behavior. I mean, I can behave. It's just that I can't kind of handle certain things.
Lack of energy, or just lack of energy, or.
No, because I don't need to be moved by them. There's no need for emotional involvement. I mean, being moved by a story of someone's suffering, to be precise.
Yeah.
And I am moved. And I wasn't before. I was always detached. I did what I had to do. And now,
yeah, openness. Openness is here, more openness. Probably.
Yeah, and also I noticed something very wild and beautiful. It is something like нещо като да се оставят тази енергия да ме изяде и да се прояви както иска през това.
As if something like to let
this energy.
To let be eaten by this energy, and then it appears the way it wants to appear.
Well, I know it does, but that's not quite the point. I need to get something done, and this happens, and yeah, and I see it, and I know, well, it happens, and blah blah blah, and all of this. But I was just thinking, if I was this old self, then wouldn't it be kind of easier?
Oh, so sweet! This attempt? No, probably
it's not. No, it's not sweet. No,
it's sweet in a way because it's like so innocent.
Well, yes, I suppose that's what they mean when they say the experience is intimate. I never thought about it in that way. I never thought about this word.
Totally.
But
this is what rings like bell here through intimacy. Or
does it? Did you feel that way? Do you resonate with that word? I mean, I don't.
A lot.
No.
A lot, but in other meaning. I don't know. To be open, vulnerable, like brutally honest. And then when there is intimacy here, intimacy may appear also there or with others, so to speak. And it's it's miraculous.
Oh yeah, I mean, I could see that the others are happy. I am less happy because I mean, because clearly, I mean, yeah, people respond to that at some weird sort of level, and that's fine. But that doesn't change the fact that I need to get things done, and I just sit here, and I sometimes, shit. I mean, it's so weird, but I get those tears kind of welling up, and this is not normal. This is not what's been happening.
Yeah, but can you try? Let's put some story here. So this, okay, this wild energy appear as
yeah.
as
Okay.
this,
Yes.
yeah, and because there is a reason, there is something is here because just to okay, there is no me, no self, no boundaries. How? What is your desire? What is here? And this is you start to go somewhere. Yeah, it's wonderful to see.
Yeah, and tears.
I mean, no, I mean, I would be totally comfortable with this. It's just I'm seeing how much time, how much longer it's taking me to accomplish these things, and this is a problem.
Yeah, in the story of this guy Eckhart Tolle, he said 3 years he's sitting on the bench in the park and do nothing, just.
Okay, some people say the story is not true at all, so let's not bring stuff up which is not quite certain. No, I don't mean that. No, I mean, like, I've got this kind of behind me, this kind of, yeah, like things being dismantled and all that happened earlier, but no, and I'm not going to change my job. I'm not going to become some sort of, life coach and, spiritual teacher or whatever. I'm not going to do this. So
yeah, but
actually that was a fear that I had at some point. I was thinking, oh my God, I just hope I don't have to do this. And it's never happened, so I'm not going to. I'm staying in this job because I enjoy it and it's nice and all that. But but there are some tasks that I recently find I'm struggling with. Yeah. And I didn't before, so that's kind of weird. No, but I mean, yeah, that's
just the energy wants to move in a certain way, to do something different, and you can't. There is no control over that.
I know.
There are no boundaries. There is no like, oh, I need to do this. It's just free, wild, and it's doing whatever it wants to do.
Okay, you got deadlines. See, now that's where the thing kind of comes together with, the so-called relative level.
On that level, yeah, I presume it is difficult.
Yeah.
So here, because yeah, what was happening here, first stage or years, I don't know. There was no energy to do literally anything.
I'm sorry, to do what?
Literally anything. There is like this. Yeah, and thanks God, I have to do on like a normal job.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. But I think over the past like 2 years or something, when the whole thing started for me, I've done as much sleeping as I've never done in my life, all in all, because I was so kind of, but this is over now, basically. It's just this kind of emotional thing that, kind of interferes. Okay, I mean, I do understand that, there's no control and all that. Obviously there isn't. I mean, but still, I was just having this thought, just an hour ago. Wouldn't it be nice to get this old me for 2 weeks, get the thing done, and then get back? So yeah, that's it. That's my thinking recently.
Yeah, but
thank you very much for sharing.
Yeah, there is no control, but also you can enjoy of this controlling. Okay, you can. Okay, now I do something, and there is seemingly someone who is under control, but it's just enjoying,
like
something.
Like today with cleaning.
No, I mean, generally, yeah, that's what's happening all the time. It's just that, from time to time, the task kind of comes up and it says, look, you should be doing this efficiently. Once you get it done, you don't have to do it again. And of course, that is reasonable. And I respect that, but what can I do? So,
Yeah, I want
that's
to
it.
that there is freedom, let's say, to choose how to appear. There is not this time, this, nothing can be changed.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
No,
It's
yeah.
just enjoying this, that, or.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, there's too much enjoying of the whole thing. I mean, in this enjoying, you kind of lose the tasks and the deadlines and the rest of it. Because there is so much of the fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't there, Lubo? Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
I just if I want to catch the plane, there will be.
Yeah. Yes.
It's not like.
And we'll be running.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Or if someone is waiting something.
Yeah, and this wonderful to see how.
But I notice also that if just say something it's related with what Maria Magdalena shared. If someone is waiting something and I need to write something to prepare, or I don't know, and there is a waiting till the last, but the last of the last, and the last moment. But what to do?
Yeah. Let's say we see that everything is happening by itself, it's just appearing, but we also can enjoy to walk in time and space in mind state. Okay, go there, left. I don't know. Ask someone.
Yeah. For example, tomorrow I'm going to start the Italian course. I'm going to study Italian again, which is something I don't know. I will report next week.
I also started studying Italian again.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, very nice language, and it is a joy to restart it. By the way, I was just going to say something. I recognize I was unmuted.
Oh, so sorry.
I want to say a few things about what MM was saying, just a couple of things.
Sure.
I think we can differentiate between discipline and control. I think what MM was saying, that we sometimes really need discipline to carry out the tasks, etc., deadlines, etc. This is everybody's issue in this industrial society, etc. I think when something needs to be done, the idea of discipline can be used. It doesn't mean that there is someone controlling discipline. Discipline happens on its own, and discipline as an idea can motivate people, although there is no one who's being motivated. We are influenced from ideas and thoughts, and whatever exists on our mental sphere somehow influences the outcomes, what happens. And when we come face to face with the idea of discipline in a certain project, it will make things easier and we will be more motivated. I think the idea of no control can be translated into lack of discipline. This was what I was struggling in some days maybe. And I said to myself, there's no control, everything happens on its own, but there's also the thing called discipline, and it also happens on its own. And when somebody hears this idea, it is more likely that that person will be more disciplined or will have more ease while doing the tasks.
Yeah, but you use this word person, so there is a still identification story that there is някой се идентифицира с дисциплината.
But there is someone who is identifying with the discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline
This wild energy can appear
as discipline.
as everything, but there is no identification that there is someone who is this discipline, who make it, or this is just enjoying of to wake up early in the morning to do this or that, but there is no identification, no center. There is just enjoying experience of this.
Discipline also happens without a center.
Yeah, if there is no identification, there is no person. So,
I mean, the idea of discipline means that you're doing things efficiently. That's all. Nothing more than that.
You are doing or you are enjoying
Doing the things.
things to
You
be done
might,
in this way.
yeah, you might enjoy, but in certain tasks, you may not enjoy that much. There could be such moments, but it still happens on its own. I mean, every moment will not have the same joy probably, but you can still take it as it is.
And there is no joy. Do you mean that there is something, someone who is not free, who is not appear, че свободата не се появява като това?
That the freedom doesn't appear as this.
No, no, it is still freedom, but it might not be pleasurable. I think joy is not the right word. It might be pleasurable, it might be unpleasurable or no pleasure at all. So you might not expect every moment to be full of pleasure.
Oh yeah.
I mean, some
Yeah.
tasks for example, some tasks can be really boring. I mean, that's the fact of life. And in that moment, you will not necessarily have lots of joy. You might have some, but it will not be the same in any task. There might be some differences. I mean, some might be more pleasurable, some might be a little bit less pleasurable. But even the tasks which are not necessarily enjoyable can turn into relatively more enjoyable things if you don't have any resistance. I mean, it can happen. But in certain points, let's say you might believe a story, and why is not it as pleasurable as I was expecting it to be? And that story might take you to some sort of, let's say, uncomfort in a particular moment, but it will probably pass. It will go away after a point. So I think some tasks might be naturally more difficult, physically more difficult, let's say. If something's physically more difficult, that's the way of life. It will happen that way. It will not necessarily feel easy. It will be difficult. And that's the way of life.
Necip, I'm not sure if that's it. I mean, I didn't really have discipline in mind. I mean, I've got no problem with discipline and stuff, you know. Actually, my job is all about discipline, basically. But, and it's not about things being pleasurable or not. I mean, in a certain way, you know, the fact that certain things are being difficult is pleasurable. It's just that they are not getting done.
I mean, what's the exact reason? What's the exact reason why they're not being done? I couldn't get it.
That's what I was saying, you see. Okay. So I work in the academia, right? And part of my job is to read some stuff. And some of the stuff is pretty hard. And I never had trouble with that. And now I am finding out that, you know, there is this emotional response that kind of makes it, makes the tasks so much slower, you know. And I've got my deadlines and it's getting difficult. And I wish I could just get this over with and, you know, kind of go on to more pleasurable tasks. Why not? You know, nothing wrong with that, but it's just not happening. And it hasn't been happening over the past couple of weeks, which is when I got thinking about, you know, that it used to be different. That's it. It's not about discipline or anything. It's just that. I mean, it's just this emotional response that was not there before. That's kind of making things difficult. That's all I'm saying.
What kind of an emotional difference has taken place recently? What makes things slower? What kind of attitudinal changes
Well,
did you go
like I
through?
was saying, you know, I would do these things normally with detachment, kind of professionally, you know, the way I have to do them and all that. And now I find myself almost crying when I am faced with certain narratives, and that is a problem. And I can say, okay, you know, this is what's happening, and of course it is, and you know, obviously, I am aware of that. It's just that it's not helping on this very relative level, if you see what I mean. You know, that's it. So
I personally work also in academia, and I also have certain deadlines, and I need to publish articles, etc. So
oh yeah,
I
so we
might,
know about discipline. Yes, yeah.
I think it can be related to some sort of motivation. Maybe you can why you are responding in a different way, why more reactive, or maybe less motivation. For example, maybe writing or reading used to motivate you more for some reason, and now maybe you are questioning the value of reading or writing or teaching, whatever. Are you going through such changes recently, possibly?
I always was kind of aware that it's a kind of, you know, intellectual game that I'm involved in, you know, sort of. That's what I'm saying. I always was detached from this. I could get it efficiently done and, you know, and all that. And now some things, I mean, most of it, it's going nicely because I still, well, of course, I mean, you can't lose this awareness that it's just a game, all of this, you know, that it's not kind of real. You know, with or without the self, that doesn't really make that much difference, basically. But it's just certain stories of human suffering that I'm responding to, which I never did before, and I'm finding that new and disturbing and weird and kind of not helping generally.
So you're
So,
responding to the fact that there's suffering in life. Some people are going through suffering, and you're questioning this narrative or this fact of life, right?
no, I'm not questioning. I'm just responding to it more than I would wish to. Yeah, that's that's the problem. Yes, more than I would wish to right now.
I
Because
see.
there's no need. I mean, it's not anything personal. It's just something I got to tackle, and you know, why wouldn't I?
So this could possibly be a new phase in your life in which maybe you're responding to previous things in a different way, and maybe you can
Yes.
recognize what is really taking place, what is new about it. It looks like it's uncomfortable for you, maybe because you haven't fully recognized yet what is different and why you're responding differently. So maybe you can recognize it more deeply, or maybe feel it more deeply.
Maybe. But you know what? I mean, if you start suggesting that I should feel it more deeply, then I'll just, you know, burst into crying and will never get anything done. So it's not going to be very helpful. Let's get real.
That could be better than repression, I guess. I don't necessarily say you're repressing, but it can be possible for any of us. And it seems like there's something you might not have faced yet. I don't know what that is. But if you face it more deeply for some time, I think there'll be some releasing, and maybe you'll have more motivation, or you will get the answers for what you have been questioning or what you were responding to. So I think something new is on the path for you. I mean, on the way for you. That is what I have intuitively understood from what you said.
Are you also experiencing this?
I have gone through some changes in the couple of weeks. I have just recently seen no self, and I'm just adapting to the changes in the last 1 or 2 weeks. And so things have been changing so quickly. Some things are getting better, some things are getting worse. There's no standard for it. So I have to face lots of things nowadays. And motivation is another issue. For example, I'm writing poetry and publishing poetry in literary magazines, etc. I'm still motivated for writing and publishing poetry, but I no more do it for necessarily recognition, and I, desperately need to be recognized as a poet, etc. That's no more the story, but still I get a lot of pleasure if I do something really good. And so the ground of motivation significantly changes. But let's say when I didn't see no self yet, I was desperately motivated to write something original. And that motivation really enabled me to write certain original things, let's say. Now, I'm not desperately motivated for being original, but I don't know if I will be able to continue writing original things in the same way, or will it change, or will I lose that ability? I have no idea. But I guess there will be other original things which I didn't anticipate, probably. So it's not something that I can foresee, and I don't know how it will go or what will happen. But it's a new path. It's a new possibility of reading, writing, thinking, teaching. And it has already changed certain things in my relationship to academia or to the literary world, whatever. And so it's open to change in the upcoming days. And I don't know how it will happen, but there's definitely some significant change in that regard.
Wow, that's beautiful, because what you are expressing now, Najib, is that correct?
Najib, yeah.
Yeah. Because very often in the beginning, it's not like you said. I like what you said, that there is no standard, of course. But what was happening here, or what I have noticed with all the people which I am communicating with, in the beginning, when there is realizing and seeing that actually there is no such thing as self, and there is no such thing as no self as well. It can be expressed in the beginning as if words are very heavy. As if you have the feeling that if you say something, you will be like, oh, too much. And I can notice how, like, the words are coming from there very easily, so to speak. Or maybe this is like part of the character. I don't know. But anyway, lovely to have you here. I wish I can look at YouTube just for a second and just say hi to Nikki, Lila. Nikki, nice to see you, dear. Are you there? Maybe she's not close. I miss you.
Hi.
Hey,
I miss you too. I was just.
I have no account Instagram. I don't know. Something happened, and there is no energy to do something new. And yeah, hi.
I miss you. lovely conversation. Hearing about the changes and motivation, and yeah.
How is it going with you?
Yeah, like maybe I'll just add a little bit of the, it seems like when maybe this is seen, then anything that was motivated by a sense of unworthiness, it will start to fall off. Like the motivation for trying to make yourself feel better, if you were doing anything that was fueling that, then that will stop. Here, maybe I'll take these off.
This may. Can you hear me okay?
That's better.
Yeah. So yeah, I have noticed a similar shift in if I not doing things that I really didn't want. I don't do things that I don't want to do anymore.
Yes,
yeah, exactly.
and then the things that just have to get done, they do get done. And I think that if there's a resistance to getting certain things done, that's just the resistance. But then the mind will come and like make something out of it, make a story around it. But it's just resisting something. It doesn't have to be anything other than that. I don't know.
We found that this resistance also също резиства срещу посоката, в която искаме да се движим.
Yeah, Lubo said that we found that the resistance is also, can you say it in Bulgarian? Often, the resistance often is moving towards
че резиства срещу това, което всъщност искаме.
Yeah, resistance may happen also against what we really want to do. As if it is like a model of like a pattern.
Yeah.
Like repeating itself, like, no, I'm going to resist that just in case.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably, I don't know.
Yeah, and in this case, usually I look at the story. Why resistance here? Why? And I found that some words are changed. Instead of doing something good, you must do this. So there is. I like to do this. This is not must, but it's a pleasure. This to experience, to be done. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
The resistance disappears.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, I just got this idea. Perhaps this, just had this sort of new thought about this. Perhaps there is actually a sort of pleasure in this kind of being open and responding and tears welling up, while working with certain narratives and all. Perhaps there is a pleasure in this kind of thing, in a way that I'm not kind of used to yet. Perhaps I was just thinking it may be that.
Yeah. Human experience still are here. So this pain in the stomach, is not exactly freedom, but freedom appears as this energy. Like, oh, wow, look. There is.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't limit the freedom in any way. The freedom is there all the time, right? It cannot be limited or anything. So yeah, it's just in a sense, yes.
Yeah, and I noticed that experience now are more raw. Every sound
yes.
is more higher, soon. Stronger. Every experience is wow, how raw is this sensation?
There is rawness, definitely. I can compare that with of course it is not that intense, but we once ate space cake and it increases all the sensations a lot. So it's not happening like that now, but there is this like increasing of, I don't know what to say, perception. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah,
there is rawness.
Yeah, and without this, let's say in this me character here is somehow make more soft all this experience. Okay, we'll deal with this. This is but when you see this raw energy, this wildness.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah, it's there to be enjoyed as well, isn't it? Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, really here is a
the
pain.
Yeah.
Wow, it's but it's raw.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't saying that it's not that it's unpleasant or something. I was just saying that it's kind of slowing things down. That's on a kind of practical level. But yeah, it's not that it's bad. It's kind of new. Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's a good point. Yes.
And by the way, maybe you need to be doing certain things a bit more slowly nowadays, maybe. That could be the fact of your life nowadays. Maybe it will get quicker later. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, that's happening. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Let's say there is a enjoying, but these quick things, they're separate.
More rare, like rare and rare.
Yeah, because usually
The
to be in a hurry,
urgency.
this is here. I must survive, I might do this and that, but this.
And yeah, and just in response to Lubo, what he was saying, it is a age of pace and fastness, etc. I think capitalism as a system expects all of us to be extremely quick, etc. And this might not be natural all the time. And also that needs to be questioned. For example, I question it myself at
That's a
least.
story.
Yeah. It's not natural at all. Not all the time.
Not at
Yeah,
all. Not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you are right. Government prefer people to do these things more and more again, one and the same. And we are sure. Oh, but I don't like this. But you must survive. No, I don't need to survive. This knows how
Survive.
or what to do or what.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, wow, nice. He's sharing wisdom. Yeah, there is. Najib, you have fans on YouTube.
Excuse me?
No, I'm just joking. Someone here is saying something beautiful for you, that you are sharing wisdom.
Oh, thank you. I mean, everybody can have it or access it. I mean, there is no difference among anybody. So thank you for such a nice words. Yeah.
People is asking, usually it's me who is asking, shall we finish or no? If someone else wants to share something, I don't know, please feel free to share. Matteo, ciao Matteo.
Ciao.
Hi.
I heard you're studying Italian.
Yes, but I hear you. We are not hearing you very well.
You're not hearing me?
Yeah, it's low.
Now?
Better, a little bit better.
Is it not loud enough?
Now it's perfect. Yeah, now it's perfect.
Okay, I was just... Yeah.
What were you saying? That something about Italian?
Yes, that I am Italian.
Nice. Maybe I can practice my Italian, but not now.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice. Good to see you.
I just joined the forum, the Liberation Unleashed forum.
You started the thread there? Are you speaking with someone there or still waiting for a guide?
No, I'm speaking with Stacy.
Great.
Yes.
Great. Stacy is a great guy. Right.
Yeah. I'm not that used to that kind of directness, because sometimes I like write a long paragraph and she says something like, all of this is like nonsense or something.
Yeah, but I can see you laughing at that. So you're not taking this personally.
I have to learn to do that, because otherwise it would be really like painful. That conversation.
Yeah, the main thing in the forum is to learn to distinguish between, not to learn, but to distinguish between thinking and looking. And this is the crucial part.
Yes, she's hammering me a lot with that.
This is for your good.
Yeah.
Recently, she said something like, I wrote 2 pages of stuff that I thought was looking. I mean, I was like, I was in my room, just not moving, like literally looking. And to me, that is looking, but apparently she doesn't think that. So 2 paragraphs of me saying stuff, she just says, I quote, she said, "You did a lot of what I asked you not to do," which is
I will send the video to Stacy, you know, just for fun. Nice.
Yeah.
So
And
keep looking. What is there something which you would like to look now at this moment?
I guess there's only one thing to look at, which is the self. I mean, if you boil down the whole thing to the most basic element, which has to be seen, probably it's the self, which I don't think I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, and where
Although-
is the self when you look at it right now at this very moment? Where it is? Where it can be if you look at at what you call self right now in this very moment, where it is?
I think self is the word I use for the person. So let's say you see point at the microphone, I'll do like this. If you say point at self or at me, I would do like this.
Yeah, what's there? What is it that you are pointing at?
I'm pointing at the body and at a mind, which you don't see it, but I do. So that's the only thing I can point to.
And what is mind when you look at it right now?
Thoughts.
So you are thought.
I'm not a thought. That's for sure, because if I would be one, then I would like not exist right now because I'm not really thinking, but I do exist. So I'm not a thought. But I wouldn't say that thought is other than me.
Can you notice the belief that the main power of the self is that the self controls body? Self can think.
Self is thinking.
Yeah, that's the thing, I think.
Yeah. And now, so your case, let's see, is to look and to notice that thoughts are coming absolutely by itself, and also all the movements of the body also appears by themselves, and everything appears by themselves. And just for a short second, yeah, wow, everything is, oh, this is bullshit mental stuff. This is it. Look at the thoughts that they appear. Можеш ли да знаеш коя мисъл ще дойде преди да дойде?
Is it possible to know what thought will appear before it appears? Probably Stacy gave you such an exercise to notice. Is it possible to know what will be the next thought? What do you find in your own direct experience?
It is like this. If you stop me in a random moment and you ask me what is going to be the next thought, there's no way of knowing that.
Yeah, exactly. Beautiful.
But
lovely.
If I say to myself, what?
I didn't hear.
This is imagination, that there is someone who produced thought. There is no responsibility about what thoughts will appear, because you does not know what thought will appear. Yes?
Yes.
Yes, and this is first thing. So there is no entity or center who produce thoughts to make it, okay, now I make thoughts about this and here it is thought. No, there is no such thing. So there is a thought. There are thoughts. And second, movement of the body. And notice this body and everything else that is happening absolutely by itself. Everything is colors. They are connected, different colors, different forms. Oh,
so I have a question, because this thing of the body that moves by itself. Let's say I see a bird moving. It is moving by itself. I'm not moving it. But if I see my hand moving, it's not the same.
Yeah, but can you notice that there is an idea that there is someone in the body who is moving the body? Person inside who is moving the body. Now I move my hand. Here I am moving the hand. Is there someone in the bird who is
Birding.
birding?
It's
If there
flying.
is someone in the bird,
Who is moving the
Wings.
wings? Or bird is this what is moving wings? From time to time.
I don't think so. There's not anybody in.
Yeah.
There's the bird. The bird is there and it's moving, but
Yeah.
there's
Yes,
not
and the-
another thing inside.
Yes. This is the same. This is the same. Yeah. So there is a name Matthew. This is Matthew. Matteo. And Matteo is this body that is moving, that is speaking. And this is
There is no
who
Matteo
is
in
inside. Who is Matteo?
Yes, there's no double Matteo inside.
a small one.
Yeah.
Moving.
So, and notice that there is no firework to find this. There is no Matteo. Yeah, Matteo is name of this that is moving. And now the second part, let's say, is to see what is here then. Okay, there is no one in the body who is Matteo. Matteo is just label for this. But what is this then? And you start finding what is here instead of seeking of something that does not exist. No self, how to find something that does not exist.
Didn't get that point, like to see what's there.
Mhm.
What do you mean?
Instead of looking for something which doesn't exist. But that's fine. No need to do anything now.
Yeah, what?
Notice that that there was no fireworks when you said, but there is no bird in the bird moving, and it's the same here. And you
Yeah.
start laughing, and there was no fireworks.
Yeah, no fireworks.
Yeah, it's plain, simple looking. And then the next, what Lubo suggests is if there is no self, no one inside, what's there then?
Look what is here. Start finding what is here.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything is like a, let's say, TV screen. This is idea not to find something, I don't know, thought.
Like what?
Extraordinary.
I would like to say this.
Yeah, sure.
I had, let's say I wouldn't say I'm a long time seeker, but I'm an average time seeker. I got into this 7 years ago, and I have some experience with psychedelics.
Good.
And apart from the visuals and those enhancements, I had moments when those things that we are talking about, they were more experientially evident.
Yeah.
For example, I had the experience of thinking about the me timeline, me in past, present, and future, and seeing that as a story, like as something that I can even throw away if I want.
Yeah.
But in that moment, it was experientially clear. And now,
What is
it
on the
isn't.
way? Yeah, what is on the way of the clear seeing at the moment? What is on the way?
I have no idea.
Okay, what is real? Thoughts, what the story says, that there is me, or
What you see?
what is experienced here?
What thoughts are saying?
Yeah, or the very fact that it's not possible to find something.
Или кое истина? Каквото мислите казват или каквото се преживя?
What's real? The content of thought or what is experienced?
What is experienced is real.
Beautiful.
Забележи, кога е преживяването? Има ли
Notice.
смисъл такъв въпрос?
Where is the experience?
When?
when is the experience? Is there a point? Is there a sense of this question? Is this question?
Where is the when is this experience?
When it is happening? When the experience is happening?
Now. It's happening
Exactly.
now.
Yeah. This is it.
Welcome. You're done.
Yeah.
Who made now? This now?
Yeah. Who made this?
Who's making this now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, right. This is it.
Yeah.
Free will. What you mean? Everything appears by itself. Free from what? Free will. Free from what?
But the thing is, if I think about yesterday,
Mhm.
the way I perceive yesterday right now,
How? How you know? How do you know?
What?
How the idea? How this memory comes here as what? How do you experience yesterday at this very moment?
as an image in my mind,
Yeah, exactly. What's that?
it's an image.
A thought.
Yes.
We didn't use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the story that someone има такъв спомен.
And someone has this memory.
Without someone, without this story, someone has this memory, there is just thoughts that is coming here. And now the key is to find that this is great, this is huge, it's whoa, just see it. Because this mental fighting, it's never
stops.
Never stops. Yeah.
You said there's someone having the memory.
Yeah, notice that there is a story. When I remember this story that there is someone who can produce thoughts about past. So this story.
What's the difference between there's someone having a memory and there is a memory? Because the memory is there.
Nice. Nice question. Good.
Memory is a thought about something in past.
Yes.
Yes. And this is it. Is it possible memory to create entity, person, self? This is just thought, says story. There was yesterday and we did this and that and da. But to whom this thought speaking to? There is a story that there is a person to whom this thought speaking to, but there is this and thoughts.
If there is a confusion, that's also good. You know that.
Yeah.
What would you like to say? Can you say it again?
I was saying there is a thought. And usually I would say, I hear the thought. But since the I doesn't relate to an actual something that hears the thought, it means there's a problem.
What's the problem?
Because the thought is there and is existing.
Yeah.
So if it's not a me who's hearing the thought, I would ask myself, there's something, I would say there's some kind of life that is making the presence of the thought possible.
Yes, wonderful. Yeah, life appear as thoughts, sensations, sound, colors, forms, movements, as everything. And we have looking here that there is only experience called life. There is huge energy that you can experience. Wow, everything is experienced. But there is no separate self in the life, something separate from the life.
Itself.
Yeah. And also notice, is it possible ти да си нещо, което се преживява?
Is it possible you to be something which is being experienced? as well.
Say that again.
Is it possible you to be something which is being experienced?
If it's possible for me to be something which is being experienced.
Are you a colors? Notice around. There is experience of colors. Are you colors?
No, you are not colors.
If I'm not a color.
You are not a color. Are you a sensation?
No.
Are you a thought?
No.
Mm-hmm. And notice that there is color, sensation, movement. Some liveness is happening. Забележи, че се случва живот.
Yeah, notice that aliveness is happening. Life is happening as well. As everything. I think you freeze.
No, I'm just.
I know. You're just very alert.
I was just very still.
Yeah. Yeah. Relax. Sometimes it's just Lubo is a little bit pushy at the moment. That's why. Yeah, is there an experience that there is life? Is the question.
There is life.
What was your question? Is there an experience that there is a life at the moment?
Yes, there is life.
Wonderful. И отново, забележи ти нещо, което преживява ли си?
And again, notice, are you something which is experiencing? Which is experienced?
I think there's something like there is the notion that there's something getting in the way, which is the notion of the brain and of biological life and consciousness. I think I have a paradigm problem.
No, you don't have any problem. Notice that these are coming here as a content of thoughts. Is it possible to know something, that there is something called consciousness, brain? Yeah, if the head is open, like if the doctors are open the head, probably they will find something called brain or mind.
Yes.
But mind or consciousness, what's that? What's that?
Consciousness, I would say, is this.
You can call it consciousness, okay?
Or life.
Or life, or pizza.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Or pizza.
Yes.
Just a name.
Just a name.
Just a label, totally, yeah.
Yeah, and notice that there is experience, there is this. And in this, now notice how raw is this, how powerful is to be here right now. Like, and thoughts are coming, I can do this for something that is separate in this wholeness. Then these thoughts are.
But thoughts are followed by actions, usually.
Wonderful. So your homework is to notice during the day which one appears first, action or thought. Usually the story is that thoughts decide something, or me using thoughts decide something, then do this. But this is early in the story. Notice in everyday life how things are. Notice which is happening first.
I noticed there's no precise rule, because sometimes after a thought, there's behavior. Sometimes the thought is after, and sometimes I have a thought that says one thing and then the opposite happens.
Yeah, yes. But the key is looking how Stacy says to you, points you to look how everything appears by itself. And thoughts are coming. This is some stories coming. And when you see this for a second, this will be real seeing, but not understanding. Let's again, yeah, thoughts are coming. No.
looking around direct
Yeah.
experience. This is the crucial part, to look what's happening to you.
Yeah. Look how thoughts are coming after. And
They-
all
they
the
are-
illusion will.
They are very quick though,
Yes,
almost
mine
immediately.
for
But
sure.
But музыка сняла the parts.
Yeah, but they are late for the party. The experience is already happening, and then thoughts are claiming that something is happening. You can notice this even now. Like
Say that
everything is
again?
already happening, and the party goes on, and then thought is rushing. Oh, party, party, party. So funny. I would like to
Didn't
thank
get the
you.
last point.
No, I was just joking.
Okay.
I was just joking.
I think a client of mine arrived, so I have to check one moment.
Yeah, sure, please. I would like to thank you about your openness and willingness to look together.
Thank you.
Thank to you. Just
Oh,
one
thank you.
second.
No, we're in the end. We will finish in like probably. Oh, we are too long. I just want to take a look on.
He's here.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
May I
So
just say a few things?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think correlation and causation, as you might know, are two different things. For example, when there are some thoughts, we also see some actions, and they mostly go hand in hand, or they go together. And so this just shows us that there's a correlation between thoughts and actions. But this doesn't necessarily mean that one causes the other, and they just go hand in hand, they go together. Another example is, for example, when we're listening to music, just the wind blows and we smell something, or we see certain things in the landscape, and which one of these happens the first, which ones happens the second, whatever. There is no such order of things in the scene, or in the television, let's say, as Lubo said. All of them happens on the same scene. There is no order, first, second, third, etc. They're compact vision. All of them happens within the same scene taking place. So thoughts and actions are like that. Music plus wind plus some smells, fragrance, whatever. It's just the things we see on a scene or in a scene, and no
Yes.
order, no before or after, but just a compact, instant vision, everything taking place simultaneously. That's how I view it, and maybe that could be useful possibly for Matteo. I mean, this is how I have understood certain things in the last couple of weeks. And Matteo, I had the same difficulties like you, and the idea of somebody in there, you were just mentioning, I had set very similar ideas, almost same ideas. And just another thing I would ask you, for example, is there you mentioned a bird, right, Matteo?
yes.
Is there a lower bird, normal bird, and an upper bird? For example, while a bird is flying, is there an upper bird and a lower bird, in which the upper bird is doing the flying and the lower bird is just watching it, or the passive part? Is there such a duality in a bird?
If I got it, I think there's one bird. I see only one bird.
And likewise, in our case, while we're thinking or doing actions, is there a lower self and a higher self? Because the higher self as an idea is very prevalent in spiritual circles, and we mostly heard it many times, and maybe some of us believe in it. And the idea of a higher self makes it very difficult to experience spontaneity, because higher self is like someone controlling things, and the lower self is, you know, just watching it, or the passive part. So maybe, I'm not sure, but maybe you might have some similar beliefs, because you mentioned a paradigm, and you had a trouble of paradigm, and your
Yes.
paradigm could possibly be that there is an upper self or a higher self which is thinking, deciding, and the body, which could be the, let's say, lower self, is just carrying out the actions in parallel to what the mind is thinking. The mind is generally taught as an upper self, or the, you know, mastermind or something. Do you believe in sort of a mastermind in yourself? Something is masterminding things and other things are just carrying it out, like your body, and they're the lower part. Do you have such a duality in the way you see your complex, your mind and body?
Maybe I think there is a mind, like I think there is a brain, and the brain is moving the body. Is that what you're asking?
I mean, when you imagine your mind, do you consider it as something outside of your system, as an upper mastermind which is directing things outside of what is happening in this moment? Something external.
I don't think so. I think it's internal to the brain, the body, the person. Is not other than the person.
Yes, but is the mind external to what happens in life? It's not external to you because you feel it in your body. It's not external to you. You said it. But is it external to what is happening outside, or is it also inside of what is happening as well? In other words, is the mind transcendental to what's happening outside, or is it immanent? Is it in what is happening already?
I don't understand that well, the question.
What I mean is our mind outside of the television? If what is happening is considered as a television, let's say, everything, the life is a television, and everything's happening in it, right?
Yes.
Is the
Like
mind outside of the television or inside of the television? Everything is the television, right? The scene. We are seeing the scene, the television, and that's life, okay? That is a
Yes.
metaphor. And is the mind outside of the scene, the television, or is it in the scene already?
The mind, let's say like this, I have access to only one television, which is mine. And the mind I'm referring to, I experience it in this television. I might have an assumption that there's not only my experience in the sense that would be solipsism. I think it's unlikely. So I have, but I don't know what exists beside my screen.
I see. I mean,
Guys, we
just a
must
second.
stop. Sorry.
Yeah, we are almost 2 hours, and I think, I just appreciate your willingness to speak, and
Yeah, to help
Matteo,
and
Thanks.
yeah, really, we are running like 2 hours already, which is like unlikely.
Yeah, and just to invite you that I does not exist, it doesn't mean that there is, че няма нещо, което е тук.
That there is nothing which is here.
Yeah,
Yes.
there is no control. This is no mind control, no self-control. But all this is absolutely controlling. You can see the colors, the birds, the trees, the absolute control.
And perfection.
Yeah, and just notice who made this. This is, wow, oh, this is life. just enjoying what appear as life. Yes, something like this. Okay, guys.
Yeah, and then before become too heady, like
Yeah.
yeah, we just want to thank you all and just briefly say that both me and Lubo are in the forum. You can reach us there, reach out there, or you can message me or Lubo, and we can have a look together. Also, probably there will be no live streaming. I don't know. We are just something else is cooking, or energy wants to move in a different way. But we'll see. We'll see. There will be Zoom meetings, but probably not live stream. Maybe. Yeah, we will gather like that, but probably not in YouTube. Not anymore. Yeah, there will be new videos there, and we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Nico,
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm so
Thank
happy.
you.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye, guys. Have a lovely
Bye.
evening. I couldn't read the comments in YouTube. Sorry, guys.